Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to talk about why the older you get, the harder it is to keep like a long-term relationship. What I mean is, when we're younger, like we haven't like formed a very good idea of what we want or what we want to do. So think about when you were like 18 or 17 years old. I mean, your world was very small, right? So you had this, and you basically had things that you like and things that you had planned for the future, but a lot you didn't have enough experience to know what you wanted, or you haven't formed yourself like a good idea of what you wanted to do. Now, if you get married like when you're younger, let's say like 22, 23, you're developing that like personality, that sense of you. So basically, and you're willing to compromise. You're more open to new ideas. You're more open to exploring new things. Uh, so that's why like, I feel sometimes that if you marry a little younger, like younger being between let's say 24 and 22, 21, you're still very open to a lot of things, and a lot of times when somebody else comes along and like they switch a lot of your perceptions, you're more willing to compromise with a lot of stuff. And like the older you get, the more you start to become unwilling to compromise with these things because of bad experiences you had in the past, or just uh, the older you get, the less likely you're to deal with bullshit, basically. So as we grow older, it's harder to find someone that is willing to put up with our crap, and like we are less willing to put up with other people's stuff. That's why the older you get, I feel it's harder because you're not willing to compromise as much. So, for example, let's say you're in a relationship and this person, like, I mean, you're older, all right, and this person likes doing X thing in a certain way, right? And you have never done it that way, and you think like it's wrong, or that you should. There's a better way to do it. Now you will try to impose your ideas, and that person will say like, well, I have always done it this way, so they will try to impose your ideas, and that's where you collide. I'm not saying you cannot work that out, but a lot of times, like adding these little things, or like maybe major things, it will start to make it harder to compromise, and like you will be less willing to compromise in a lot of things because you just don't want to. Also, the older you get, the more used you become to like being your own person, to being your own self, to being alone maybe, or like just to do whatever the hell you want. And when somebody else comes along, you need to like compromise for that person. You need to think about that person. The same if you have kids. Uh, you're just more picky with your time and with who you spend that time with. And when you're younger, you feel like, okay, I can do this, I should do this. You think more about the other person. And the older you get, the more me you become. The more you think more about yourself. And that is also happens with married couples. Like the older they get, I mean, they still do things together, but they start like trying to get their own hobbies, and they have a sense of self. But also at the same time, they compromise because they've been in a relationship for so long and they know how to manage it. They reach like a certain state. If you have been not alone necessarily, but like if you haven't felt like the older you get, it's just harder to find someone that you're going to compromise for. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying like you become more picky. Basically, you become more picky with what you want and who you want to be. You value more your time. This is only what I think it is. Maybe it's not true for you, or maybe you don't think the same. Please let me know what you think, and if you like this video or if you have your own opinion, please, I would like to know. And like, subscribe to my channel and leave a like, guys. Have a good one.